Okay. Again, this is not I'm trying not to introduce new things since we are coming to the close of the year. As we talked about last month, American Learns did do a timesheet update. Now that you had a little bit of opportunity to get more used to the timesheet update, does anybody have any questions or issues? One thing that I feel like could be a little bit of an issue is that when you're seeing your dashboard of where you're at and where you need to be and what you need to average, is that it does build in a little bit of a buffer. So it builds in like a 3.5% buffer to add on to your weekly time commitment, to make sure that you don't fall too far behind. So, if you're somebody who's a big planner and you want to make sure that you are doing the exact amount of time that you need to do, that might feel a little bit daunting, especially if you're getting that behind on time or really behind on time. It could be a little bit inflated. So, I'm gonna jump around a little bit here. As I'm doing your end of year evaluations, I'm trying to make it 100% accurate, kind of down to the half hour of what you need to complete to finish your hours on time. So, if that's helpful to know, you can always take the number of hours that you have left to complete and divide it by the number of weeks that are left. So, including this week, we've got 9 weeks left of the service year. So, has anybody had any issues? I have had a couple of site supervisors reach out and say, "Is this okay? Do we need to up hours?" Um, so it is giving a little bit of a buffer, but I've reached out individually to some of you to say, you might want to up your hours just to make sure you don't fall too far behind. For the most part, everybody's doing okay. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about your timesheet or the update or just anything to do with America Learns? Okay. Sounds like everybody's great. Awesome. Um, Again, for the most part, progress reports are going great. If you've got any questions, I will, or if I see any issues, I'm going to send them back. Most of the time, I can see where the issue is, so I end up fixing it myself. But we're getting to the end. Thank you all for inputting your data. Any issues or questions about progress reports? This is going to be the quickest check-in ever this year. I have left the CHW certification stuff up here. I've left it up here for a few months now. I just want you all to have access to it. Again, most of it is just links to the CHW websites, the Train Kentucky. If you are needing still access to Certime, if you need to create your account, if you have not yet applied to um, get your certification, that's where you're going to go. One question I do have, does anybody still need mental health first aid training? I know I've got two folks that do. Um, is there anybody that I don't know about? I know my our member in Breathitt County and one of our members in Louisville needs it. Does anybody else outside of those two locations need mental health first aid training in order to apply for their CHW certification? Going, gone. Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, so again, this list hasn't changed. I'm sure there are other, it's not exhaustive of classes that you can take on Train Kentucky if you are already certified and need to add hours in order to get recertified in the fall. Is anybody going to the Overdose Prevention Summit in a couple weeks? Can anybody tell me that's on the call? Is anybody going to that? It's June 15th and 16th in Louisville. Nobody? Okay. Oh, maybe. Okay, so awesome. Oh, Quran, awesome. Okay. I'm gonna be there too. My plan is to be there. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be there. So, I will reach out to you all and hopefully we can meet up. So, I'm glad to hear that there's a couple folks going, and I'm glad that um, I'll touch base with you all to make sure that we can see each other. Um, And there's also the event that's happening in August, obviously, is during that month. If you are a returning member, if you're planning on coming back, that's when you won't be a member, but that Kentucky Association of Community Health Workers Conference is in Lexington in August. And I think you can get all of your hours in if you're lacking in hours. There is a decent amount of registration cost for that. But your health department may cover it. I'm just not sure, but it's something that you might want to look into if you are planning on returning and are going to know that you're going to need hours. Just know that you've got options if you are needing to keep up with your certification and your CEUs. This whole list is helpful. So reach out to me if you've got questions or any issues. So really, just the last couple of things I have are about end of year evaluations. My goal is to get these completed for everybody today. So when you log into America Learns, your on-site supervisor, so your direct supervisor is going to have to complete their part first. And when they complete their part, then it'll be ready for you. So when you log in, you'll see in your account that you'll have a to do. And if you're not completing it, I'll remind you, I'll bug you until you do it. But we are getting to be a little bit of a time crunch because we only have so many weeks left in the year. This is a requirement of you and me and your site supervisor to complete the end of year evaluation. We have to have it in your file. It's a requirement of our grant. If you have been with us, most of you, I think just a couple of you have not done the evaluation. We have to do a mid-year and an end-of-year evaluation. So you've already done this, unless you're a 450-hour member. Everybody else has done one. So it's just a way for us to kind of show where you've grown or anything that we see that could be helpful as you are either exiting the program or exiting and coming back, whatever the case may be. I would ask that you please at least at the latest, complete it by the first week of July. I'll send reminders, no worries. And then lastly, the end of year celebration. Hopefully you got my save the date. It's going to be June 23rd from 10 to 4 in Frankfurt. Definitely want those of you that are within driving distance to come. I'm trying to look at our budget to see if I can do overnight hotel stays. So I know not everybody's on the call today, and even our folks that might be further away, that could use a hotel stay are on the call. But is there anybody here today that could benefit or would want to stay overnight the night before on June 22nd? That would make it easier on you if you were to come, and be able to be part of that end of year celebration so that I can have kind of an idea of what I'm looking for as far as in my budget. Nobody wants to stay overnight. And we cover the cost of mileage, and we'll cover food costs on the 23rd and for your driving. And I'll send an email out, make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Okay. Y'all are too quiet today. Um, well, I'll follow up. If you change your mind, if you're thinking about it, let me know. Um, just a reminder, the very last day that you can log hours is going to be July 23rd. So I appreciate you all checking in with me last month, doing your one-on-one check-ins. And then as I'm doing evaluations, if I see that your hours have changed or if they've gone down, reaching out and making sure that we've got a plan in place so that you can get your hours in and that you're going to finish on time. I wrote down here that not finishing is not an option. You're so close to the finish line. So if we need to get creative and get a plan in place, for you to get your hours in. Let's do that. And now's the time to do that. So if you're feeling iffy about getting your hours in, if you've got concerns, then I need you to reach out to me and let me know. But I'm also going to reach out to you. So it is my goal to get you to the finish line. And I want to make sure that you're not leaving anything on the table. You have to finish your term in order to get your education award. And you might say, well, I don't have any plans for that. Well, you don't have to have a plan right now, but you've got 7 years to use your education award. So you always, have that option. So let's make sure that you get to the finish line. Again, most everybody's doing a great job. And for those of you that are a little bit behind, you're not so far behind that you can't finish. Any questions about hours? Okay. And then just lastly, again, I know I talked to everybody one-on-one last month, and I was asking you about kind of your plans for after this service year ends. If your plans have changed or if they've updated or you're unsure, just let me know. Reach out to me. And for those of you that were a little bit on the fence about your plans, I'm trying to check in with you to see where your head's at and what you're thinking. We do still have some time, obviously, between the end of this service year and the start of the next one. So I'm gonna keep bugging you until you decide or until you know for sure what your concrete plans are for the next year. But that's kind of where I'm at in this in as we get towards the end of the year and close out and get ready for the new year. Um, so that's all I've got for today, you all. Again, I knew this one would be a quick one. But just to recap, I'll follow up and see if anybody is interested in an overnight hotel stay. If you are a returning member, this year's end of year celebration will be pretty similar to last year's. We're going to do it in conjunction with another statewide AmeriCorps program. So there will be Homes for All that has folks around the Commonwealth at housing oriented program or nonprofits, and they will be there. We'll have some guest speakers. We'll have lunch, and then get you all on the road. We'll do some celebration and then some closeout things that are helpful for hopefully you all, and then helpful for us. Um, any questions? Anything that anybody has to bring up before we finish?
Yes, I sent in all my information for the certification, the CHW, a few weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything. And it was really bad. I mean, fast, like coming back with like feedback and things that I needed to fix. But I haven't heard anything in a few weeks, so I didn't know if you had direct contact or anything.
Um, no, I think that's probably that timeline to get your certification is probably normal.
Okay.
But we can always check in with just that chw.certification email. If you want to
Okay.
copy me on there, that's totally fine.
Okay. Perfect. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. Thanks for asking, though. It's always good. Doesn't hurt to check. Let me check. Okay. Yeah. Latoya says that's normal time.
Uh, Whitney,
Yeah.
Robin, when she went to sign me up for the CHW, she accidentally put me on Nevada. Like I'm on the Nevada register. I guess they'll contact me and get it switched over to Kentucky, right?
Like when you went to apply for your certification.
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
guess so. Yeah.
Let me let's reach out directly and make sure that we can, I mean, you should be able to edit that. But let's just reach out and make sure that they know that that was a mistake and we can.
Okay, we did. I think they're supposed to contact me. Um, but they haven't yet, so
Okay.
I'm still waiting.
Okay. Okay. There should be an easy fix.
But I do got like all my hours in and all that.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks for that update, Danielle. Any other questions or concerns? Okay, y'all. Well, I'll hang out just for a little bit in case anybody wants to chat um, afterwards. And otherwise, I'm gonna stop recording and I hope y'all have a good end of your week and I will talk to you soon.